Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, bitch, get the fuck out my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be secure?
Yesterday marked the second day of Cardi B's $24 million trial. And the shocking claims from the alleged victim are hard to believe. New forensic proof and witness accounts are surfacing that might completely turn this massive $24 million case around, from the accuser being exposed in her own contradictions to lawyers yelling and mocking Cardi for being attacked. The courtroom is descending into pure disorder. Did Cardi B actually spit on a security guard and threaten to tear her face apart? Here's everything you need to know about Cardi B's $24 million trial.
Going viral for her testimony, arguing she did not touch a security guard who's suing her for assault allegations. The security guard claims Cardi B cut her face with a fingernail and spat on her. She says it happened outside an obstetrician's office during the rapper's not yet public first pregnancy. Cardi B says she was 4 months pregnant with her first child in 2018, visiting a doctor's office that closed on a Saturday for her privacy. And she says that security guard for the building followed her to her appointment and appeared to be filming her. And Cardi B testified she was worried about her privacy and safety.
Cardi, are you happy to finally be telling your side of the story? Cardi B returns to a Los Angeles court to face this former security guard who's suing, claiming the singer cut her left cheek with a 3-inch fingernail and violently struck her in the head, face, and body. Cardi B claims that you were following her and you recorded her and she didn't touch you. What do you have to say? The singer, who's known for her elaborate long nails, is accused of clawing at the security guard Imani Ellis's face when Cardi was pregnant with her first child in 2018. But Cardi testified today she didn't harm the security guard.
I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself, even if I wanted to. She's like,
Reported altercation took place on February 24, 2018. Court records state that Cardi B had gone to see her OB-GYN at a Beverly Hills clinic when security guard Imani Ellis began filming her. At that time, Cardi B was 4 months pregnant with her first child and wanted to keep her pregnancy private. Imani claims that once Cardi noticed she was being recorded, she started yelling at her and even attempted to hit her. In the middle of the confrontation, Cardi allegedly spit on Imani and scratched her face. The marks Imani sustained were severe enough that she later spent $16,000 on plastic surgery. Eventually, Cardi's OB-GYN and the clinic receptionist had to break up the fight. Months later, Imani lost her job, which she says was also because of Cardi.
Language again, but she said, yes, the f you did, and then she put her finger in my face.
When she put her finger in your face, did she have long fingers?
She did.
And approximately how long were her fingernails on the date when she put them in your face?
About 2 to 3 inches long.
What were the words that she used that were so hurtful?
She used a lot of words, and again, excuse my language, but she was like, "Fuck you, you fat ass bitch, that's why I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna get you fired. This, that. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security. Ah," she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down. Body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Did it actually land on her body? Yes, it did. Cardi B has rejected every accusation, insisting no physical fight ever took place. Imani, however, has medical experts who support her version of events. Her plastic surgeon was brought in to testify, and he stated that Imani paid $16,000 for surgery to repair scars allegedly caused by Cardi, but only minutes later, the situation in court began to spiral out of control.
Swing at you, it didn't hit your body, right?
No.
Did the defendant use her fingernails to cut your face?
She did.
As a result of the cut to your face, did you have to see 2 different plastic surgeons?
Yes.
Did you undergo plastic surgery?
I did.
Aside from calling you the N-word, spitting at you, taking a swing at you, cutting your face with her fingernails, is there anything else that she did on February 24, 2018 to you?
I mean, the whole incident was super traumatizing for me. She did a lot that day.
This is where Amani's version begins to fall apart. Cardi's attorney caught her lying several times. Making it worse, her account continues to shift. On the stand, Amani swore Cardi scratched her face, but in her deposition, she claimed it was her nose. The closer the details are examined, the clearer it seems that something is off. Amani didn't file a report until 2 years later and now insists that every negative thing in her life over the last 7 years has been because of Cardi. Honestly, it's giving obsessed.
The only scratch that you report is a scratch on your nose that you supposedly suffered that day, correct?
I'm not sure.
Do you need another moment to look at this?
I reported that she touched my face with her finger, sir.
Ma'am, the question is, in your incident report, you told your supervisor 2 days afterwards that you suffered a scratch on your nose and no other scratches were mentioned, correct?
Okay.
Which is okay with me. You agree?
I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying okay for the purposes of your question.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's move on. After the incident, you don't even know if there was any blood, right?
It broke the skin.
Please, ma'am, yes, answer the question I'm asking. You testified at your deposition that you did not know if the alleged scratch, this time on your cheek, even bled. Isn't that true?
Correct.
And you didn't go to a doctor that day for this alleged assault battery, did you?
I saw a medical doctor, but not at the day of the incident.
Okay, again, let's focus on the questions I'm asking. You allege that you were assaulted, battered, beaten up, scratched somewhere, sometimes on the nose, sometimes on the cheek, and you went home and took a nap, right?
I was upset. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Maybe called your mother, right? That's what you testified to, right?
Yes.
You didn't call your grandmother, though, did you?
No.
When your counsel was asking you questions today, he said that he basically elicited testimony from you that since you didn't think you were going to sue, you didn't take any pictures of your alleged injury in February 2018. Isn't that what you testified to?
Yes.
At your deposition, though, you testified you took pictures that day. And you can't find them. They disappeared somehow. You remember that?
I'm not sure.
Pain, right hamstring pain. But you had no report, no reference in 161 pages of medical records to a scratch on your face. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And there's no reference in 161 pages of medical records to anxiety, post-traumatic stress syndrome, blows to your head or face, correct?
Yes.
That only came up when you filed this lawsuit, right?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking.
Amani is nearly double Cardi's size. And remember, Cardi was 4 months pregnant when this incident supposedly occurred. Are we really expected to believe that a pregnant woman managed to beat up a security guard twice her size?
Or
Right. And she's, you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, no.
Just a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay. Did you make fun of her that she was overweight when you were there in the hallway?
I don't think so.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch.
Every medical professional Amani brought forward, including her plastic surgeon, ended up supporting Cardi's version of events. Pictures from the week of the supposed attack clearly reveal that Cardi didn't even have sharp nails at the time. Right after the incident, Cardi simply walked into her doctor's office and kept her appointment. If she had actually assaulted someone so violently, wouldn't she have at least attempted to flee?
And does this picture refresh your recollection about what your hair color was that week?
Yes.
What color was it?
I'll say like a ashy, dirty blonde.
Can you see your nails in that photo?
Yes.
And were you wearing acrylic nails or some other type?
Acrylic.
And I think you testified yesterday that acrylic nails can last you up to 2 weeks. Is that right?
Yes.
Are those the nails you had the entire time you were in LA?
Yes.
How would you describe those nails looking at them in the photo?
I'll say, to my taste, they're like kind of short. They're square, they're boxy. They have like stones, flat rhinestones in the middle. They're orangey.
I'm sorry, did you say the flat rhinestones were in the middle?
Yeah.
And how long would you estimate I know you said you feel like they were short, but could you estimate how long you feel like they were?
Like an inch, maybe less. An inch or so.
And what shape are they?
They like coffin square.
Are those the nails you were wearing on the date of the incident?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to move this into evidence and publish it for the jury.
Well, that works, sir. That's wonderful. Thank you. So if we look at that, that's your right hand, correct?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
And if you wanted to scratch someone with those nails and cause them to have a cut to their face, you could do it with those nails, can't you? The nails that we see in this photograph, are they sharp in your opinion?
Overall. Well, it's reframed the photograph.
No, they are not sharp at all. Those are not sharp nails.
What about the pictures Imani snapped? She claimed to have been attacked by a world-famous celebrity, and according to her, Cardi had scratched her face. But here's where it all gets complicated. Once those photos were presented in court, they didn't really align with the story she'd been pushing. It's not that the scars appeared less severe than Imani described. It's that there were absolutely no scars at all. Literally, not a single scratch could be seen on her face.
I hope the jurors in Cardi B's trial got their eyes checked. I hope they all have perfect vision. Because in order to assess the evidence of the plaintiff's alleged injuries, they're going to need it. Plaintiff Imani Ellis was working as a security guard when she claims that Cardi B assaulted her. She says that Cardi B yelled at her, called her terrible names, and scratched her face with her long fingernails. Now, I want to show you the photo of her alleged facial injury. And if you wear glasses like me, you want to put them on right now. So let's take a look at this together. The woman's cheek injury that supposedly required over $17,000 worth of plastic surgery to fix. Do you see this? The only thing that I see when I look at this photo is why Cardi B went to trial. Good for her. You know, my friends, she is wealthy and she could have made this go away if she wanted to, but she didn't settle. And when looking at this exhibit,
You can watch Imani's plastic surgeon attempt to argue that scars exist. But remember, Imani is paying him $2,000 an hour to support her version. And the way he testified, it felt more like a paid act than actual medical expertise. Each time the defense hit him with difficult questions, his responses grew shaky. The only treatment Imani actually underwent was This entire situation looks like nothing more than a payday for Imani and her doctor.
Being longest, it grips the skin first, so it's the highest. The central scar is the highest. And the fact that they're parallel is highly suggestive of a fingernail injury.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what does it mean for the jury, if you could explain, what does medical certainty mean when an expert makes that type of
51% or more. It's the most likely explanation. There are other explanations, but this is the most likely explanation.
And in order to formulate your opinion, you reviewed medical records, correct?
Well, I did. That wasn't as important as the physical.
No, of course, I was going to go through a laundry list of what we did, but why don't you just tell me, what did you do to formulate your expert opinion?
The number one thing I did was examine the patient.
No, it's not. Okay, there's the main scar here. And this entire area here shows differences in the skin, sort of a general area that's very different from the rest of the skin. And there's a little linear mark here, and there's another one over here. So those are the three marks that I was talking about. This is the main scar down the center, and this is another mark to the side. Here's another mark on this side. So those are the scars, and this is the whole area that's affected. So it has a little bit different. The pores are of different size, and they're a little washed out and a little, they've lost some of the normal undulations of skin called bead pegs. But that happens often in the scar.
Edited court photos of the supposed scars only damage Amani's credibility further. They are obviously acne marks. The defense presented side-by-side comparisons showing that the alleged injuries looked exactly like old acne scars she already carried. The moment these images were revealed, the atmosphere in the courtroom completely shifted. Even the very evidence Amani relies on ends up working against her.
Pictures of Imani's scar, she needs to sue her doctor, and then we need to sue her for wasting our time, because this should not have even went to trial. Y'all, this is day 2 of Cardi B's assault and battery trial. Now, they have the plastic surgeon that did the work on Imani on the stand. Now, he needs to be sued because he is saying that it was this deep cut on her face and that it was like 2 or 3 marks on there, which lets him know that it came from a fingernail, because the one in the middle was a little bit deeper, which means the middle finger. Listen, this is the picture. I just know you f***ing lying. That is the picture of the scar. I don't see nothing but hyperpigmentation, which could have came from her weight. And that's not me being funny. They said that she was diagnosed with being obese. So that could have came from that. Y'all, she was in 2 car accidents before going to this plastic surgeon. She is saying that she went to another plastic surgeon at first who told her that it might take at least a year for the full scar to build up so they can do the work on her, but that plastic surgeon has died. The stories are all over the place. Like, I don't just take up for celebrities. I'm going to call it out. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm going to stand on it. However, this feels like
with no other way to show damages. Amani argued that the incident harmed her mental health and caused post-traumatic stress disorder from the alleged attack. Her psychologist, however, does not agree. In his view, everything Amani has claimed is false, and his professional judgment is that she is fabricating for money. The courtroom grew silent as he explained that her actions and test results showed no signs of PTSD whatsoever.
At a very low level, you wouldn't be able to maintain reasonable family relationships. You wouldn't be able to hold a job. You wouldn't be able to function in major life activities. And again, you would require psychiatric hospitalization and antipsychotic medication.
Did you diagnose Ms. Ellis with any psychiatric conditions?
No. Again, since I equate, for a case like this, emotional injury with have you developed one or more psychiatric disorders as a result of your allegations of the incident with Cardi B, I have no diagnoses for her because she has sustained no emotional injury. Again, in accordance with the published generally accepted guidelines of the American Psychiatric Association in our diagnostic manual, whenever there is a psychiatrist or psychologist is doing an evaluation in a legal context where financial gain or some other type of secondary gain is at stake, you always have to consider and rule out the risk of intentional manipulation for financial gain. And in that context, in this case, Ms. Ellis has demonstrated a significant pattern of inconsistencies and other symptom validity issues. For example, in my audio recorded examination, again, there's an audio recorded record, She told me, with the exception of a couple sessions of family therapy when she was 12 because her sister had been sexually assaulted by a neighbor, she could not recall a single trauma in her entire life growing up. Couldn't remember a single one in response to my detailed question. Whereas, for example, in her deposition, she reported that she was a victim growing up of domestic violence in the home, gang violence, other violence. Schoolmates were shot and killed. She was physically mugged in high school. Her car was broken into several times. None of those were reported to me. So those represent an important mismatch in a legal case where an individual potentially tries to make everything about the incident that can be compensable in a lawsuit. Another example along the same lines is in my audio recorded exam, she told me that all of her emotional problems from the day of the incident, in this case, February 2018 to present, have been entirely due to what happened with Cardi B and absolutely nothing else. And she couldn't identify any other stressors in recent years.
The internet exploded once this testimony surfaced. One commenter said Cardi clearly wasn't lying. She was just heading to her appointment when someone strange started filming her. Obviously, that woman was only chasing money, and still is. She ignored Cardi's privacy, and even after Cardi told her to stop, she kept recording. That alone says plenty about her. Absurd. That day was meant to be special for Cardi. Yet the other woman disrupted her peace and privacy. Cardi is the real victim here, targeted and filmed without consent. Even when she tried defending herself, Amani twisted the story to make Cardi look like the aggressor. But the evidence tells a different story, with several witnesses confirming Amani was the one crossing lines and acting hostile.